We haven't even posted this yet, but I think it might be good to start with. It's this little post right here.
These ones get me hyped, man. These posts get me more hyped, I think, than any other. Like, the ones that detail the game don't get me as hyped as the ones that, like, detail.
Generally, when there's, like, a wall of text, you're like, I don't know if this is real.
See, I like the wall of text. When there's no, like, theater to the post, I almost want to believe it more, right?
See, when I see the wall of text, I find it less believable, but it is more interesting from, like, a, like, you know, speculation. Like, if you just look at it like somebody's, you know, listing their wish list or their predictions or whatever.
Yeah.
When you look at it like that, it's fun. But, like, these, where it's, like, just these quick bullet points of it's going to show this, then it's going to show that, then it's going to show this, that feels more believable to me. So my brain allows me to feel more like, oh, what if this is real, you know?
It's true.
Yeah. I totally agree.
I think this is a good one. I think this one seems pretty realistic.
All right, well, let's get into it. All right, we got a new Pokemon rumor here. This is for the Pokemon Presents. This popped up on 4chan, and it's going to detail what's going to be in the Presents. The Pokemon Presents on July 22nd, 2025. All right, the post reads. Well, we do have this adorable picture of Pikachu, but the post reads, "Hello, I have news to share on upcoming Pokemon Presents. New Champions trailer, no release date. Says new info at World Competition." Okay, I'm believing it. I'm believing it already.
I can very much see that.
We've had a lot of Pokemon Champions discourse on the podcast this last week or so. I think a new trailer for Champions feels good. No release date is totally fine. I think a release date could maybe distract from Legends ZA, right?
Sure.
And to focus Champions, or to have a dedicated Champions trailer for Worlds, that makes total sense. I'm buying this.
Are we to assume that this is in order of reveals too? Like, is this person suggesting that, like, we're going to start the Presents off with a Champions trailer? Because I think that's something that Nintendo versus Pokemon kind of starts small and builds their way up, I feel like, in their Presents. But, like, the Nintendo Direct usually starts with a heavy hitter and then, like, ends with a heavy hitter, right?
Yeah.
And I actually like that a little bit more. Like get me... Don't do, you know, Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Cafe remakes at the very beginning. Get me hyped. Do a Champions trailer right at the beginning. That would be really cool.
I'm buying this. I think this makes a lot of sense.
I can see it.
Continuing, there's going to be a new mobile app. Maybe to go back. Champions, that's like, it's a Game Freak title, so it's exciting right out of the gates. They're going to give us all the other filler, and then they actually deliver ZA information, which is what. So it's like a nice little sandwich of info. Exciting in the beginning, exciting at the end. I love that. All right. New mobile app called Pokemon Pokédex Mobile. Full Pokédex, has new lore on Pokemon. Wow. AR features to Pokemon in your room. Lots more small features. All right, this is a whole can of worms.
Adore this.
This is a whole can of worms.
Adore this.
For context, there is a rumor right now from Koo talking about a new mobile app, a new Pokemon mobile app is kind of the suggestion. And we've all had our own theories on what that might be. But a new Pokédex mobile app feels right. That feels like that feels right as a companion piece for any Pokemon game to have a Pokédex that you can pull up. I wonder what would actually be in the app. But again, I kind of go back to, I don't know if I love this because I feel like this could just be in Pokemon Home. Why is this not in Pokemon Home?
It should be in Pokemon
for
Home.
convenience.
Maybe because it's maybe because like the idea is with the AR features and all. Yeah, for one, developed by someone else, but with the AR features and all, it's like, okay, well that can't exist on the Switch, so like better to just put it on the phone and just make it its own thing. Yeah, you know, maybe.
I don't know.
And especially you do have Ilka working on, you know, Pokemon Champions alongside Game Freak. And they're continuing, you know, to upkeep Home as best they can. And then, like, allegedly they might be working on another remake during Gen 10. So, like, maybe Ilka's too stretched to be adding this into Home.
But I feel like there almost is already there already is. Okay, I don't want to focus too much on what it's not, but I do feel like Pokemon Home. There already is like a tier D promise of a Pokedex. Like when I use it, there is a Pokedex. You can sort through all of your Pokemon. You can see what you're missing. Like I feel like it does function in that way. But if this is real, I'm curious to see what this Pokedex mobile app actually could be. I love the idea that it's functioning as a resource, maybe outside of game. So it's a Pokedex for anyone. It's not a Pokedex for the video game, but it's a Pokedex for anyone who enjoys Pokemon, whether it's the plush, the TCG, Pokemon Go, whatever. That makes sense. This almost is an official version of, Cerebi.net, an official version of Bulbapedia, right?
Right.
Which makes sense for Game Freak or the Pokemon Company to want to reclaim that type of, web traffic.
It's
anything that we're doing as fans, they wanna get some money from.
It's cute for kids too, because they're gonna be sitting there watching the anime or whatever, and then a new little Pokemon appears on screen. They're gonna be trying to along with Liko, ooh, I want to see what Pokemon that is or whatever, and they're on their mom's iPhone. Like my little brother loves Pokemon right now, the anime and stuff, but he can't read yet, so he can't play the games. So something like this I think is really cute for that age. It's also not the first time they've done this. They did on the 3DS, the Pokedex 3D, and then the Pokedex 3D Pro. And they also made an iOS equivalent for that. And I did look it up, and it was developed by Creatures Inc. So perhaps that would maybe be who's doing this one.
Dude, the first thing I thought about, and I didn't say it because I got too worked up, is that yes, there was an app, a 3D Pokedex app on the 3DS. I had this, and there was an AR functionality, and that's originally how you get the Gen 5 genies. You get their Therian forms,
Yeah, that's the Dream World one. I think.
Yes, it's all connected to the Dream World.
Yeah, that was the Dream Radar.
Mm-hmm. Dream Radar, yeah.
So that was a different app from the Pokedex 3D Pro.
Not to get too much into the drama of it all, but this feels so Gen 5 coded that I'm was this the misdirect that Ku heard about? Was this the Gen 5 game? Because it is a game. It is a mobile app. This is entirely tied to Generation 5.
Nah, but the Pokedex has been around since Gen 1. I would argue that if anything...
But not with AR capability.
Sure,
that was a core feature of the 3DS. You had a camera.
Was it?
Yes.
Was it of the 3D Pro though? I think that was of this game. I think that was the Dream Radar. I don't remember if this game had AR features.
I think,
but it's
wasn't it a website? Wasn't it a website though?
The Dream World was a website, but there was an app on the 3DS that I actually had, and I remember I was moving my DS with it has a camera, and it was before Pokemon Go,
Radar.
and I could see my Pokemon in the world.
Yeah, that's the Dream Radar. Professor Burnett was the professor on it.
Let's see.
The bottom line is though this makes a lot of sense because it lines up kind of with Synchro Machine, right? It lines up with the Synchro Machine a lot, where they're trying to make Pokemon so immersive into your world, into our more with us, and more social media stuff. So you could take a picture of something like this and post it on social media, and then everyone freaks out about it. I think they're trying to steal. They're looking at all the good ideas and how people use Pokemon, and they're looking at ways people don't currently use Pokemon in their real life, and they're trying to make stuff that is actually beneficial to consumers. I think something like this is pretty cool. To think that that's the most exciting thing on this list, I'd say. But
okay, so they had AR markers on it. So what it was there'd be this little card. And there'd be the card would sit on your desk, and the Pokemon would pop up on the card or whatever.
Yes, it's it was like a QR code. I think some of the cards even came with my 3DS. The memories are vague.
Yeah,
but it was kind of cool. You could actually capture these Pokemon and then trade them into, your Black 2, White 2 or whatever. Anyways,
yeah, that was in Dream Radar. I'm talking about in Pokedex 3D Pro. It did have the AR features with the cards. But it's, I really feel like this is something that I've been thinking ever since we heard about a potential new mobile app. Is I've been thinking, what on earth could they possibly do? Because they have done so many mobile apps. Yeah. And this is one that I feel stupid that I didn't think of this, because it is obvious when you hear it. But it's oh yes, that's actually really cool. And you think like Pokemon fans, especially Western Pokemon fans, have recently been complaining that we did not get access to the Pokemon Ecology book.
Yeah.
And it's because there's an interest in this. There is an interest in learning more about Pokemon lore. Guys, we freaked out on a live stream yesterday because we found out that Scovillain sometimes has 2 redheads instead of 1. You know, we love that stuff. This is for us.
No, that's honestly
let's hope
really
it's
cool
for us and not just for like 5-year-olds. Because that would suck. But
I guess it just doesn't. I guess it just matters how you would actually use this thing, because I don't see myself using it every single day, but I do think it would be really cool to be able to pull up on the app anytime I need to look something up, what the Pokemon is or whatever, right? Like
you'll literally be like Ash in the anime, man. You'll be running into in Gen 10 a wild Pokemon. You'll be like, "What Pokemon is that?"
I will say, like one of the
coolest.
coolest.
It says here that.
Like a really cool feature about Pokemon Go is that you can actually in the game send out your Pokemon, right? And now through like you can take pictures of your Pokemon in the real world. To see that technology would be brought into some other apps is pretty cool. I don't know, maybe I'm just gushing about this. I really wonder how I would use it. I think I just like the idea of, and someone said this in the chat, where was it? Hexing Hour. They said, I'm currently using like 2 random Pokedex apps to do my national dex binder, and it would be nice to use an official one. That's true too. If like you could almost make notes in your dex, like what is the dex? To me, it's like at least in Legends Arceus, it's like a field journal, and to be able to take notes, to record things, it would be really cool. You know, if like your account could store data, if you could like be like take a picture of an action figure that you see in Target, or I don't know, like you have a Chespin, you take a picture and it's like, this is Chespin, right? The original use of the Pokedex is to like scan what's in your environment. I'm just trying to think about how this would actually work. I don't really know how much I would actually use this, but baseline, I'm excited about this if there's new lore for the Pokemon. That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, and it says there is. According to this, there would be, and that alone makes it well worth it for me. It'd be, you know, Soul, would this be the first mobile app you download?
Yeah, I would definitely download this.
Cool. There we go. See, look, it's working. It's getting new people.
That's super fun.
Anything that has all the Pokemon, that would be in. You know.
All right, let's move on. There's going to be a new TCG Pocket set in this Pokemon Presents Golden Flames and Silver Waves. All right.
Like
wonder who that's focused on.
Yeah,
sounds like Johto.
I'm into this. There's going to be a trading update. It can now trade all rarity. Oh, this is TCG Pocket. I missed the Pocket. That sounds good. Yeah, I'll spend all my points on that. That sounds great. Can now trade all rarity.
Not.
If they just make some nice cards, maybe. Yeah.
You know what? Soul, Ultra Necrozma, and Lugia would now be present. I feel like you gotta pick it up
trying
at
to
this
get
point.
me. Yeah. They're trying to get me.
They're specifically aiming for Soul.
It's not working, though.
Pokemon Sleep
more than that.
Pro mode. I don't know what that even means. I haven't played.
You just a pro at sleeping.
Yeah, I haven't.
They're making that tournament real. The April Fool's commercial. They're making it real.
It's got to be
the best.
They already have like a paid version. I would imagine it's similar to that, just like another version of the paid version. Where
what is the paid version?
You get extra like biscuits. You get extra encounters. You get extra like resources weekly. I think it's like $20-$30 a month or something, or it's like, or no, it's like no, it's like $50 for like 6 months. So that's like yeah, you have to buy it like in a batch of 6 months though, or whatever. But I wonder what this would do. I don't know. I haven't played Sleep. Huge respect for all the Sleep players because I played it for like a year and a half. I had a lot of fun with it.
You would have done great at it last night, Dusty.
Oh, dude, I slept like a baby.
That's what I'm saying. You
like
said
a
you
smooch.
like 9 hours?
I slept like an Ella kid. All right, Pokemon Paradox Pokemon added to Pokemon Go that will be announced, which I think that's already kind of been revealed with the official key art for Pokemon Go on the 9th anniversary. They just celebrated, or at least they just put out artwork for the 9th anniversary for Pokemon Go.
I think this is the one time I didn't predict that.
Yeah. It's cool.
I've been putting it on the bingo board and didn't this time, and now I'm upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool, actually. It's kind of cool, like, because then they'll eventually do, like, I think there'll be, like, shiny Paradox Pokemon available more easily in Go that I can transfer to Scarlet and Violet. All right, Deoxys, Sceptile, also Aggron added to Unite. Interesting. There's some Hoenn love. I'm liking this. I feel like they're kind of showing appreciation for all these different generations. This is cool.
Hoenn
cool
remakes confirmed.
Yeah, Hoenn remakes confirmed. I want Ultra Omega Ruby and Ultra Alpha Sapphire.
You know, for the record, like, while Hoenn remakes not confirmed, the interesting thing is that we've had this rumor for a while now that Gen 10 is supposed to be like Greek.
Yeah.
And Hoenn, Sutopolis City has it's literally based off of Santorini, Greece.
Really?
And so, there very well could be some ties to Hoenn and Gen 10, and maybe this is them laying the groundwork for that. I don't know.
That's kind of cool. There
definitely could be.
I like Hoenn. Yeah. That sounds cool.
When you think about a watery region, Hoenn's like right there.
Hoenn is better than Alola. Help me out with this, guys. The next bullet line in this Pokemon Presents rumor says, new Olim, also Futu sync pairs. I'm sure these are characters of some sort. I'm going to do a little bit of research. I'm going to do a Google search.
I think they're just
Sada and Turo.
Names of, Sada and Turo in a different language.
Yeah.
There it is. Interesting. Okay, new Olim and Futu sync pairs. All right, so maybe that ties into the Paradox. The Paradox Pokemon being added to Pokemon Go. That's kind of weird, but also maybe not that crazy. It's just kind of.
It also makes
random
sense too because we're leaving Scarlet and Violet now, right? We're going into Legends EA now, and soon Gen 10. So here's your professors from Scarlet and Violet.
Thanks everyone for following our Twitch page. This is an exclusive stream on Twitch. Duck Dad, Hitmondre, Dylan, they all just followed, and then there's also
cool. Thank y'all.
Verilac and D Hayes and Myco Games It. All right, cool. Thank you guys for following.
Thanks for being here.
All right, and then finally, Ikaku trailer, Pokemon Legends ZA trailer, Ikaku, Dragonite Mega shown, Detective shown, Crazy Absol shown. Whoa, okay, we gotta unpack this. Muskrat.
I don't know what this is.
Muscat rank battle shown. New story scenes shown.
Maybe that's a character name.
It is. It's the what's his name? I know him more as this than his actual name. Vinny. It's Vinny.
Vinny.
Why is he called Muscat?
That's his name in like every other language, but in English he's Vinny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why. Also, I feel like an Italian wrote this because it's in Muscat and Olim are both like the Italian versions, but Futu is not. I don't know what Futu is. Is it Futu?
Futu.
Anyway,
it's what
I don't know what language that is, but I was just trying to figure out like who wrote this because he didn't like. We're thinking this is pretty credible right now, so it's like
Futu is Turo's name in Japanese, and Olim is also Sada's name in Japanese.
Okay, so it could be someone that's Japanese.
All right, so it says
or someone pretending to be.
So it says
Mega
Dragonite is going to be shown. So that's really cool to see. I think that lines up with some of the rumors that we read and reviewed earlier in the week on HP Live. So that's a point in its direction. The detective being shown, that's either going to be Looker or Emma, and I feel like it's going to be Emma. Maybe Looker. Maybe there's going to be a whole mystery about like where Looker is. Maybe he's just gone the whole time.
I hope so. I really hope so.
They've got to at least acknowledge him,
Right.
Yeah, maybe. Do they have to?
I mean, I guess when I say have to, I mean, like, it'd be disappointing if they did it. Because, like, I mean, he's a huge part of... I mean, Emma's agency is called the Looker Bureau. So if nothing else, she should say, I'm a detective with the Looker Bureau, you know?
Crazy Absol shown. This is really cool to me because we know Megas are coming back in Pokemon Legends EA, but there's been a big tease of this pink energy surrounding certain Pokemon. When I read Crazy Absol, I'm thinking about the alpha Pokemon in Legends Arceus. Is there going to be a new type of wild alpha, tier Pokemon in ZA. These berserk Pokemon, right? Shadow Pokemon, dark Pokemon. I don't know what you want to call it. You know, our friend Toby has stitched all the connective tissue between all of these different archetypes of Pokemon throughout the last 30 years. And it's all linked to Mega Evolution. Could we finally be seeing a new version of this enraged Pokemon in Lumio City that we have to fight? Maybe it's like a forced Mega Evolution. We've done a lot of theorizing about this over the last year and a half. And to see a rumor so far, so credible and exciting, but then also mentioning a crazy Absol. What's your read on this, guys?
I think that, you know, this seems super credible. We did also hear about that little term from Ku all the way back like later last year, rogues. And rogue seems like a fitting term for a mega that's gone rogue, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with Lumi on this. I mean, we're not even talking about the Mega Dragonite part, but Ku also just put out a riddle about possibly a Mega Dragonite, so like that already brings even more credibility into this. And we've heard about the rogue megas. Apparently from the leaks, Absol is the first rogue mega ever shown, so why wouldn't they do it here too? You know, I think that's cool. But I think what you're getting at, Dusty, is even cooler, is that it says crazy Absol.
It doesn't say Mega, it says crazy Absol.
Yeah, crazy Absol. So like at this point, I've been thinking about rogue megas as just like a rogue Pokemon,
a mega
whatever.
that you fight in the wild.
Yeah, like it's nothing crazy, but this is saying crazy. So like maybe they're like,
it's literally crazy,
intense. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe red glowing eyes. Maybe this pink aura around it. Maybe kind of just using two moves at once. You know.
Dude, two moves at once. Oh man, that should be the Gen 10 gimmick.
That'd be wild.
No,
but yeah, I'm excited about that.
This seems so legit to me. If I were to attempt to poke it apart, I would say the big things that kind of stand out to me is like, is the sleep pro mode thing is a little weird because, you know, Dusty, you said there's already basically a pro mode of it. So it seems a little weird that like, okay, we're revealing sleep pro mode, but that's already a thing. And then also when they say new physical TCG set, name is already known. It's interesting to me that they don't say the name. They say the name is already known. It's almost, I don't know, it kind of feels like a cop-out of, I don't want to call the name of the set.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, maybe it's just like they were lazy and didn't want to write whatever it is. Or, you know what it is, actually?
I feel like it would be shorter than writing name is already known.
You know what it probably is that this person, if this is real, then this person probably is not a native English speaker. And they wrote this in English, and they don't want to write the, you know, like the Japanese names. They just want to put, you know, whatever. So they just avoid that completely.
Sure. Assuming they've actually seen the assets within the trailer, there probably is a name associated with it. But there could also not be it could also just be a flash, like the image or the video, the gameplay of this crazy Absol could just be flashed in a trailer without a proper name, and then in which case they're just describing what they saw.
Oh, well, I think we were talking about like with the TCG set specifically, not wanting to give the name on that list. But I think it could, but I do think you're on it, Dusty, where it could be like them revealing, you know, like in Pokemon Day of either last year or this year or whatever, they revealed a trailer that said Mega Evolution's coming back into the franchise for TCG, but did not say, and this is the name of the set that's debuting in. Also, too, if he is hypothetically watching a Japanese trailer because he is Japanese, then they would say the name of the set in Japanese. So it would be Inferno or Ninja Spinner. And we do already know those names. We don't know the English versions of those names, but we do already know those names in Japanese because they were trademarked.
Crazy Absol.
It's interesting.
Insane.
I'm just trying to think of like if it was fake too. Like, I mean, obviously a lot of these things have kind of like Ku just put out that riddle, and a lot of people think it's Mega Dragonite, so people think that like the detective shown is easy, the Absol thing is kind of easy. You know, it's very simple to guess these things. Ku said there was going to be a new app. You know, like you just make up a new app. You know, this Worlds is right after this, so why wouldn't they show Champions at Worlds when it's like a primarily VGC or competitive based game? You know, like, so there's a lot that you could just throw out, but the thing is, all of it lining up together is a little sus.
There are a lot of like bold claims in this. You know,
there are.
The description of the Pokédex app is not something I don't think anyone's ever like predicted. That's so weird and almost inconsequential on outlook, like when you just read it. But if that is revealed true, I'm gonna be like, yeah, why would they not be developing this? It probably is. The thing that makes successful.
The thing that makes me feel like it's real is literally just like, this is Game Freak stuff. Like, this is stuff that Game Freak would do, or the Pokemon Company. Like, literally, that's like. It's kind of lame to me. I don't love that, and not a lot of this. I'm not like super excited about this.
Yeah, but we're talking about like whether or not it's real or not. You know.
No. I mean,
like,
I'm saying
like our own preference.
I think that's what you're saying is that because it's kind of lame, it's real.
Oh yes.
Feels like
yeah.
Like, there's nothing crazy in here, you know? So many of these 4chan rumors will, like, be doing this, and then they'll be like, then they reveal Gen 10, and we're going back to Kanto, and we're playing as a 50-year-old
getting ports.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly. There's there's not a lot of fan fiction, fanfare in here where you're like, wow, this is like everything I ever wanted. Yeah. No, this is like Game Freak actually put this out, or the Pokemon Company. I keep messing those up, but like literally.
If I can keep picking on it, though, another thing that's interesting to me is that they refer to Vinny as his Japanese name. They refer to Sada and Turo as their Japanese names. They don't refer to Dragonite as Kairyu. They don't refer to Deoxys, Sceptile, and Aggron as their Japanese names, you know? True. So it's weird that they like are kind of picking and choosing. It kind of makes
pretend to be.
Yeah, it makes it seem more like it's someone, because I do think we give more credibility to things when they are in another language, because typically it is a country in Asia that gets access to information early. Like, you know, we know Ku is based in China, all that stuff. So it's, you know, it feels more like someone trying to create a look like they are from another country when in fact they're not, and they did a quick Google and said, what's Sada's Japanese name?
Right.
So far, I think this is a pretty credible rumor. I'm excited to see if this ends up being true. I'm also excited to see what the reception's going to be when we publish this on the Twitter page, on the Hidden Power Twitter page.
Chilly reception.
Yeah, honestly, pretty solid rumor. I'm feeling I'm buying it.
It definitely gets me hype. Whether I buy it or not, it gets me hype. Like it makes me go like, because it just seems so reasonable. It makes me feel like I'm seeing the presents. You know.
Yeah.
How many days away? How many weeks away are we from this?
Dude, we're 2 weeks to the day.
2 weeks. For me, the biggest thing is that if Ku just got information about this, because he put out his riddle last week.
Yeah.
He put out his riddle last week.
I need to get something for the dog. Keep talking.
Do it. If he put out his riddle last week, it's like, well, he knows something. So now somebody else out there knows something. And multiple people could know things, and that's why this ends up happening, where it's like, oh, there's a leak because people know. It's not soon after that there'll be more stuff that will be posted. So.
No, yeah, that makes sense. It's like, if it's out there and he got it, hypothetically someone else could have gotten it. Also, too, you know, the same thing that happened with the Terra leak could have happened, right? Like, Ku told a friend, that friend can't shut their mouth and told someone else, and then eventually it makes its way onto 4chan. Terra leaker said he had no intention of posting the Terra, like the ZA or Gen 10 stuff on there. We now know where Gen 10 is set, and we know all the megas in ZA, so clearly the Terra leaker didn't do a great job, you know?
Yes, exactly.
I also think it's interesting that he didn't give details on the Champions trailer. He just, new Champions trailer, no release date. Yeah.
Like you could give more, right?
It's safe.
There's so much.
Right.
There's so much more that they could give to us. I mean, if we're thinking about what a Champions trailer could be, you know, like maybe we should talk about that again at some point. But I just, like, what would be in a Champions trailer? Like, especially one that he doesn't mention anything about, I would be like, they just show like actual game footage of it, and that's it.
I think showing the ins, you know, for one thing, they could reveal, like, because we know Megas and Terrastal, we assume like Dynamax because of the size of the stadiums and stuff. they could obviously officially reveal Dynamax. They could give us more insight into the gameplay, right? Like, let us know you can customize your stadiums. Oh, your characters, you can customize them too. Oh, here's a campaign that you'll be doing throughout the story, because there's like a private mode or whatever. Here's single battles are also in this game. It's not just doubles, you know. There's little tidbits they could give us, but again, it's interesting that this person chose to just go new champions trailer. Didn't say new champions trailer, single battles confirmed in it. Dynamax is back. He just new champions trailer.
Yeah.
That's it, you know.
Right.
I don't know. I think they gave a lot. Stressed. They gave a lot of. They gave us a lot of, you know, hard predictions with the names.
They did, but some of them are like kind of not that hard. Like in kind of like
it
some
might
of these
not be
confirmed.
that memorable. It might just literally be another like recap of the stuff that we still know.
Maybe,
you know?
maybe.
I don't know. They literally said golden flames and silver waves. If that's not it, then this isn't real.
I agree. Yeah. I do agree. Like there's things like that, but
they said
Deoxys,
Sceptile, and Aggron. They said the exact sync pairs for Pokemon Masters EX. This is pretty specific, you know.
It is, but some of these things, and I'm not saying they have. I'm admitting I don't have the knowledge on this, but some of these things could be found in a data mine or something else. Like, for example, you said yourself, we know Paradox is being added to Go because it was on their poster.
Yeah.
I know that oftentimes sync pairs or Pokemon being added to Unite get leaked by you know, like data mining. Like when they hypothetically, when they drop the Cynthia and Skyla sync pair they just did, hypothetically they update the game and people are able to see, oh, the next pair is Sada and Turo, you know. I don't know that that's the case. I just know it has happened that way before.
I will say though, a lot of these kind of rumors and leaks like this, if it's real, sometimes there's things that are not real in it as well. Like you can get both. Like if they get every single thing about ZA and then they don't get the, you know, sleep thing, then I still would consider this real, because they could have only real info on ZA and then just post some stupid thing for the other
That's
apps.
also true too. Yeah, they could like just get information on one thing and then that's another thing too, is I think some of these could be easy to predict too, like the TCG Pocket Set. You can look at patterns on that and you can go, oh, you know, there is not a lot of Johto Pokemon in this game. They focus on Alola, they focus on Sinnoh. I'm going to guess that Johto's next.
Yeah.